Well, today is Saturday. I'm in Dublin, Georgia, and thought I'd just take a walk through Dublin and take some videos and maybe some pictures. I did this several years ago, riding through my car, and it seemed like a lot of people who used to live here and had not returned, or they don't return very often, enjoyed looking at all the changes and new construction and reliving some memories that they had when they used to live here. So I thought I'd do that again. This time I'm planning to do a little walk through various sections of town, and I hope it turns out okay. Many of my friends will remember when we went to school in this building, which is now Dublin City Hall, and I went there for first grade, and then from there they built a new school. This would have been around 1955. So I'm sure many other ones probably went there first grade on up to even maybe 5th or 6th grade. Those would be the people that were older than me, but a lot of good memories in this old building. Of course, this is the Dublin Theater, where we used to, as kids, come and look at movies. And now it's, I don't know, it's somewhat of a, heck, I can't think of the word, but where they entertain and have meetings and put on little plays. Of course, people will remember the old Dublin Carnegie Library. Many of us in the earlier years of our education used to use this library for resources until they built a new one, which I'll probably show it later. You can remember many years ago, this little piece of land between the theater and the Fred Roberts Hotel. At one time there used to be a service station here, and then there was a Dublin Furniture Company by Mr. and Miss Talley. They moved here from Rome, Georgia, back in the early 60s and opened up that furniture store. And the monument, before we would go to the theater and watch a movie for 10 cents, and we'd come over here and we'd walk around this monument. We used to play on this granite marble monument, whatever it may be, and just walk around it as kids and have a lot of fun. I can also remember when it was the Fred Roberts Hotel. Of course, now it's lofts or condos, real nice places that people have chosen to live. But this used to be a soda shop, and it was on the end of the motel, and we'd come over and get ice cream and have a Coke, and many years ago. And on the other end of the motel was a barber shop, and it used to be owned by Fred and Cecil, and then the Shepherd brothers usually took it over years later, so I'm not sure what's in there now. You know, my dad's service station used to be directly across the street where the Morris Bank parking lot and the little park area is. And I can remember as a child standing over here on this parking lot and taking a golf ball and throwing it over the top or on top of this building. Of course, everybody remembers when Towns Auto Supply used to be here for many years. And across the street is the Townsend Brothers Funeral Home. Many years ago, it used to be C&S Bank, and then they eventually sold it to Townsend Brothers. Okay, I'm gonna walk down Monroe Street and take a few pictures down there, but I'm not gonna video the walk down there. Well, I'm on the back street of town in Shepherd's Barbershop. I think Greg and his family has been in business as barbers longer than anybody in Lawrence County. And that includes the Clark brothers. Several years ago, Dublin built a farmer's market in town, and I think they're doing really well. And on the back side of the farmer's market is Duncan Tire Company on Telfair Street, and Mr. Duncan, golly, was probably in business longer than anyone in the tire business. And his son-in-law Scott and daughter Lynn own the business now, and I believe their children are operating it, and they've got more than one location too. In front of me is the Old Morris building, the tallest structure in Dublin, and I'll walk up there in a little while, but I'm gonna go back up and go through town. Modern Cleaners. God, they've been there since 1950, so that would be, 75 years now? I can remember when it was owned by Charles Wolfe, and Miss Charlie Lou Churchill used to work there, and she worked there forever. As you can see, there's a lot of renovation, sidewalks, street renovation, making downtown Dublin just a lot nicer. Okay, I'm gonna walk back up to the main street and then we'll go through town. As I mentioned earlier, I'm making this video primarily for people that used to live in Dublin who moved away, and whether they were relocating for being in service, but they left after they finished school, and probably many of them haven't had an opportunity to revisit their hometown, so they'll be able to get to see some of the changes. Some of you will remember when Miss Penholster had a bookstore right across the street here. Right over here in this building, this used to be Love and Thorpe, and it's probably the only hardware store in town back in the 50s and 60s. The one thing that stands out about this store to me is that it was the first store that I ever saw that had electric doors. You could walk up to the door and it would open. Now that was a big deal back in the late 50s and early 60s. And of course, the Bank of Dudley, and they've got locations everywhere, but they opened this location downtown. This is a real pretty mural that was painted some time back. I can remember back in '82, the first mural ever painted on this wall cost the city $5,000, and that was a lot of money. Further down Roosevelt Street, you see Black Seed Store, and they've been in business, golly, I don't know, 100 years. Well, I'm walking down a part of town. A lot of stores no longer here, of course, but this used to be Ma Hawkins Restaurant. Boy, this was a gathering place.
You're almost there.
Garrett's Shoe Store used to be up here. Lots of eating choices in downtown Dublin. One of the favorites seems to be Company Supply. And then to the left of it, they tore a building down and made it into a park, and I'll walk through there later. There's a great Italian restaurant called Dino's, and they're known for their imported brick oven fireplace for pizzas. And if you want some ice cream, you can always go to Scoops. A lot of Halloween downtown decorations in Dublin. This is the Lawrence County Courthouse. Now I'm going to walk down the sidewalk of North Jefferson Street. Many of you will remember going way back, the Green Leaf restaurant used to be here. Buddy Dunn's department store used to be here. Well, this is another fine eating place called Saltwater Fishery, and they have a deck area, a rooftop area that you can enjoy. And this is the area where Buddy Dunn's department store used to be. And I used to get all my suits from here when I was a little boy. And I don't think I ever had a suit that wasn't fitted by Collier Peacock. And this has always been the tallest building in Dublin, Georgia. It used to be the old Morris building. In fact, I don't know, probably somewhere up on the 5th or 6th floor, I went to the dentist, to Dr. Zetterai. I don't know how many dentists there were in Dublin at that time. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe 3 or 4.
Prepare for chest.
Okay, this is another view down at Madison Street. You see all the new construction going on. And across the street is the Dublin Courier Herald. Well, across the street, Carol's shoe shop has been in business forever. Great reputation. And then, of course,
10 seconds left.
you can't come to Dublin without having a hamburger.